Pope Francis, born Jorge Mario Bergoglio on December 17, 1936, in Buenos Aires, Argentina, is the 266th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church and the first Jesuit and Latin American to hold this position. His papacy, which began on March 13, 2013, has been marked by a strong focus on humility, social justice, environmental stewardship, and a deep commitment to pastoral care. The son of Italian immigrants, Jorge was the eldest of 5 children. His father, Mario Jose Bergoglio, worked as a railway worker, and his mother, Regina Maria Sivori, was a homemaker. Growing up in a working-class neighborhood, Jorge experienced the challenges and joys of a close-knit family. From an early age, he demonstrated a keen interest in spirituality and helping others. In 1958, after a profound spiritual awakening, he joined the Society of Jesus, an order known for its emphasis on education, social justice, and missionary work. Bergoglio studied philosophy and theology and was ordained a priest on December 13, 1969. Bergoglio quickly rose through the ranks of the Jesuits. By 1973, he was named Provincial Superior of the Jesuits in Argentina. During this period, the country was under a brutal military dictatorship. His leadership during this time has been both lauded and scrutinized. He worked discreetly to protect individuals from persecution, although some critics have questioned his actions or lack thereof during this dark chapter in Argentina's history. After serving as rector of the Philosophical and Theological Faculty of San Miguel, Bergoglio became auxiliary bishop of Buenos Aires in 1992. By 1998, he was appointed Archbishop of Buenos Aires, a role in which he gained a reputation for humility and closeness to the people. Eschewing the trappings of power, he lived in a modest apartment, cooked his meals, and often used public transportation. In 2001, Pope John Paul II elevated him to the College of Cardinals. As cardinal, Bergoglio was known for his austere lifestyle and strong advocacy for social justice. Following the resignation of Pope Benedict XVI in February 2013, Bergoglio was elected Pope on March 13, 2013. Taking the name Francis after Saint Francis of Assisi, he signaled a commitment to simplicity, humility, and care for creation. His election was historic, as he became the first pope from the Americas and the first Jesuit to assume the papacy. Pope Francis has become one of the most influential and transformative leaders of the modern era. Pope Francis has emphasized the Church's mission to serve the marginalized. He has consistently called for a church of the poor, criticizing economic inequality, consumerism, and what he calls the throwaway culture. His visits to impoverished areas worldwide underscore his commitment to this cause. In 2015, Pope Francis released Laudato Si, an encyclical on the environment that called for global action to combat climate change. The document highlights the moral dimensions of environmental degradation and has been praised by religious and secular leaders alike. Francis has sought to reform the governance of the Vatican, including addressing financial transparency and tackling clerical abuse scandals. His efforts to hold the Church accountable have been met with both applause and resistance within the institution. As a proponent of peace, Francis has prioritized interfaith dialogue, fostering relationships with leaders of Judaism, Islam, Buddhism, and other faiths. His visits to conflict zones and efforts to mediate global disputes have solidified his role as a global moral leader. Pope Francis has adopted a more inclusive tone on contentious issues such as LGBTQ+ rights, divorced Catholics, and cohabitation. While maintaining traditional church teachings, he emphasizes pastoral care and compassion, encapsulated in his famous remark, "Who am I to judge?" Despite his widespread appeal, Pope Francis has faced criticism from various quarters. Traditionalist factions within the Church have resisted his reforms, accusing him of diluting Church doctrine. Some conservatives argue that his progressive stances create confusion about Catholic teachings. On the other hand, some liberals feel he has not gone far enough in addressing issues like women's ordination or the treatment of LGBTQ+ individuals. The clerical abuse crisis remains a significant challenge. While Francis has taken steps to address the issue, including holding global summits and instituting new accountability measures, critics argue that more decisive action is needed. As of 2024, Pope Francis continues to inspire millions with his vision of a compassionate and inclusive church. His travels, writings, and speeches reflect his deep commitment to bridging divides, whether between nations, religions, or communities. His health has occasionally raised concerns. He underwent surgery in 2021 and 2023, but he remains active and engaged in his mission. Pope Francis's influence extends far beyond the Catholic Church. His advocacy for the environment, economic justice, and human rights resonates with people of all faiths and backgrounds. He has redefined what it means to be a religious leader in the 21st century, emphasizing humility, dialogue, and action.